This is just my review on Summerslam 2007. What I thought of it. Starting off is Kane versus Finley. This was a pretty good match. It was had a decent pace. Um, it was stiff. It was a good match. Stiff, fast paced, or fast paced for those two. Good psychology, but it could have been longer. It was only 8 minutes and 48 seconds long. So I really, it could have gone for about 12, 15 minutes, and that would have been a lot better because it was really doing well. I give it 2.5 stars. I would have given it higher if it was longer and there was no interference from Hornswoggle and stuff. Because I'm not really a big fan of interference. I just don't like it. Then we go on to the triple threat match for the IC title. Umaga versus Khali versus Kennedy. I'm not a fan of any of these three wrestlers. I wasn't expecting much from them, just because I don't really like them. I mean, I don't hate them. They're entertaining wrestlers, but I'm just not big fans of them, and I wasn't really looking forward to this match because I was pretty sure that Umaga was going to retain the title anyway. So whatever. But I was surprised. It started off pretty slow. It picked up pace. The crowd got into it near the end. It wasn't too long, but yeah, it got okay. It was better than I thought it would be. It was shorter than I thought it would be as well, which was a bit of a disappointment when I started getting into it. So I'll give it 2.75 stars. It was 7 minutes 22 seconds long. Umaga won. Third match of the night, which I agree with True Slayer in his video, should have been the opening match, was Ray versus Chavo. It was a really good match. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It wasn't too long. It wasn't short. It was 12 minutes and 4 seconds long. It was fast paced. Ray's getting a bit more pudgy, which I thought he would have lost some weight, because he's got knee problems. He'd lose some weight, so he wouldn't have as much stress on his knee. But he's gotten even fatter, and came out in his best Silver Surfer get-up outfit and paint and shit, which came off like 4 minutes into the match. It just started dripping off because he was sweating and taking too many bumps and whatever. But yeah, it was a good match. It was a fun match, fast paced, good psychology. You had Chavo working on the knee, or the injured knee. Doing this, using the same strategy as he did in the I Quit match, and what he was doing to guys like Funaki and Shannon Moore, where he was attacking the knee, and he did that to Chavo. And Chavo would go to do the 619, would trip over because he's had the knee worked on, and very good psychology from the two. But then picks up the win with fighting spirit. Chavo does, Ray does. I mean. I give it 3.25 stars. Pretty good match. I enjoyed it. One of the matches of the night. There was a Diva Battle Royal. It was. I don't really enjoy these matches. I don't enjoy Battle Royals, and I sure as hell don't enjoy them with Divas. Basically, just because it was just the women stomping and punching and whatever, and it was nothing. It was just nothing, and you were pretty sure of who was going to win anyway. Most of them can't wrestle worth half a shit, so I didn't care. I knew I wasn't expecting much. Then when you had, I think, 2 left, and I'll agree with True Slayer that it sort of got decent towards the end when you had Michelle McCool versus Beth Phoenix, but it was just like a minute at the end. It only went for 7 minutes and 9 seconds, with Beth Phoenix winning, which is all for that because she can actually wrestle, which is really good. And I give it 1 star because the effort put into the last minute or 30 seconds or whatever. Then you got MVP versus Matt Hardy in a beer drinking contest. You had Austin come out to replace Matt Hardy because MVP used Evander Holyfield, so Matt Hardy used Stone Cold Steve Austin as his substitute. I'm probably going to be the first person to say this. I'm not really a big. I mean, I like Austin. I'm a fan of him, but I don't really like him coming in. And I know it's to promote the Condemned, but to see him come in and every damn match is just well, not every damn match, but just to see him come in and just stun someone, and the crowd goes nuts for it every time. It gets ridiculous. I know they're marking out and they're whatever, but yeah, whatever. John Morrison versus CM Punk. I'm a big fan of both these wrestlers. I especially enjoy John Morrison's new, gimmick, Jim Morrison impersonator, or not impersonator, but that's if you don't know who Jim Morrison is, look him up. That's who John Morrison is aspiring to be with his gimmick. CM Punk, I'm a big fan of. We've seen this match before. It should have been longer. It was doing real well. I enjoyed it, but the crowd wasn't into it, probably because I've seen it so many times before. I'll give it 2 stars. It only went for 7 minutes and 8 seconds, which is a second shorter than the Diva Battle Royal. Triple H versus Booker. I'm not a fan of Triple H. And John Morrison picked up the win from a shitty ending where he got his foot on the ropes. Who cares? Triple H versus Booker. I'm not a big fan of Triple H, and Booker T's getting on a bit. Triple H lost some weight, which was a surprise to me. It was a decent match. It was mainly just stomping around the ring, punching, kicking. You saw King Booker do the Harlem Hangover, and Triple H did the pedigree. Amazing. Nothing I haven't seen before. Went for about 8 minutes, 2 3/4 stars. Then we're on to Batista versus Khali, which was a fucking stinker. 1 star. It went under 10 minutes. Batista won by a DQ. It was stupid, pointless crap. I mean, it would have been good for little kids and stuff like that, but I just don't care. And then we're on to the main event, which was probably the best match of the night, which was to be expected, with Cena versus Orton. It went for about 21 minutes and 20 seconds. The fans were really into this. I mean, they were really behind Orton against Cena. You had, Cena fans, but you definitely had a lot of people who consider them smart wrestling fans for not liking Cena, just for no other reason that they think he uses 5 movers of doom or whatever. It was a good match. You had good psychology, blah blah blah. It was, you had Orton working on the neck, like for when he goes to the RKO, blah blah blah. That was the psychology around it. Orton would go for the neck. You put him in headlocks, side headlocks, stuff like that. Neck breakers, do things like that just to wear down Cena's neck, and then went for the RKO, and a lot of people thought it was over. Cena kicked out. FU win. It was a good match. I'll give. It was entertaining. It had a good pace to it. Not too fast, not too slow. It picked up near the end. 4 stars. Overall, I'll give the pay-per-view 6 out of 10. It was better than Hard Justice, but that's not saying much. And another criticisms I have. There was maybe too many skits. I'm not sure. I don't mind. Usually when a skit comes on, I'll go get something to eat. But this time when I got something to eat or was talking or whatever, I'd look and see that it was nothing was happening. Then during the Triple H versus Booker match, King Booker should have been working on the knee a bit more, but he wasn't, which would have been the same, psychology behind Ray versus Chavo, because Triple H had a knee injury, but King Booker didn't exploit that. Stupid, whatever. Anyway, I'm out. Thank you for watching.